Well. SE is finished. So let's just take a quick look at the solutions. If there's any problems, because this is the first time I'm seeing the paper and running through the paper here live, if there is any problems or any mistakes that happen, I will tag it in the comments when I watch it over with some more time. But I'm just going to speak through here. So I know a lot of people will be interested in seeing like what's the answers to the questions and that kind of thing. So how y'all, what was your opinion on the exam? How was it? Can you press like on the stream, share it up, let them know that we just doing a little after revision. By the way, parents, if these students already had enough stress in their life, they don't need to watch this. You may want to watch it. You may want to watch it, but they don't need to watch it if they don't have to. And this is only free maths, right? So y'all can give me the answers as we go along. Type out the answers, what the answers is, what are the answers for number one. Y'all press like on the stream and share it up. I believe this is running on Facebook and YouTube. So I'm actually running it on Facebook and YouTube. So y'all write the answers as we go. Big up all the fighters. 35,096. So 35,000 and let's put it on here. 35,096. I'm not seeing any answers. Are they getting any answers? Right, in numeral for 35,096, right? The number 875 is increased. Increase mean addition by 625. What is the new number? 875 plus 625. 5 and 5 is 10. 0 goes here, 1 goes there. This is another 10. 0 goes there, 1 goes here, 9, 1, 1,500. Did you all get 1,500? 1,500 exact. Minus 625 from 1,500, 25, 6. Yes, you should get 825 as well. Was that correct? Number 3, divide 372. That's an interesting number, 1,500. 372 divided by 12. 372 divided by 12. Well, you can say 12 can go into 372. 12 can go into 37 3 times, remainder 1, and 12 can go into 12 1 time. So the answer is 31. People are saying, but and their children who are yet to write the paper. Is there anybody yet to write the paper? The exam is finished. I see you done long time. I wouldn't run it if there's anybody yet to write essay. That'd be highly irresponsible for people to be out the exam room now because all the students are out and there's still anybody to write it. So 1/7 of some number is 19. Well, then the number must be equal to 19 times 7, right? 19 times 7. Or we can say 19 times the reciprocal of 1/7, so 7 over 1. So what we're really looking for is 19 times 7 is 7 9s are 63. Let's bring the 6 here. 7 1s, 7 plus 6 is 13. So 133, is that correct? Yeah, I'm not going to take too long on this. See how fast I can go. Circle the number that is not a square number. What is not a square number here? Lovely. And these are square numbers. The square root of this is 3. The square root of this is 14. The square root of this is 5. The square root of this is 4. And the square root of this is 5. So calculate 11/12 minus 11/12 minus 2/3. 11/12 minus 2/3. So 11/12 minus 2/3. Let's get the LCM in this case. 11. 3 can go into 12 4 times, and 4 2s are 8. So this is 11 minus 8. Let's make sure. 3 can go into 12 4 times, 4 2s are 8. 11 minus 8, 3 12s, which is the same as 1/4. Oh, yeah. But if anybody else has to get any other paper, it can't be the same paper. That's ridiculous. So calculate 6 7s times 84. Well, we know 7. So far, so good, man. What y'all think of it so far? 7 into 84, 12. Yeah. 7 into 84, 12, and 6 12s are 72. Parents, what do y'all think? Not so far so good. We'll come across some of the questions. I've seen some people telling me about question like circle and thing in it. So this is the first time. This is the first time I'm seeing it. I mean, I catch a glimpse of it while I was putting it up and while people send it, but I'm doing it here fresh. So that's why I say if there's any mistakes, I'll tag it in the first comment below. If when I'm checking it over, I see I made a mistake or anything. So 47 divided by 5, 5 into 47, 9 times. But there's a remainder. There's going to be a remainder of 2, right? And let's put a 0 there. So 5 can go into that 4 times. 5 can go into 24 times. So 9.4, yeah, 9.4 sounds good. Convert to a mixed number. Oh, wait. This is not a division. This is not a division, my bad. This is convert to a mixed number, I automatically divide. So it can go, 5 can go into, so I'll do the same thing. 5 can go into 47, 9 times remainder 2. And let's put the remainder over the divisor, 9 and 2/5. And that's why one of the last messages I said, Abigail, one of the last messages I sent was to read the questions properly. One of the ways students lose marks the easiest in these exams, even when they're really good, is they just didn't read the question. And they know how to do it, and they just didn't read the question properly. So the maximum score of a spelling test was 50. Anika scored 60%. What was Anika's score on the test? Well, obviously that's 30. 60% of 50, 60 over 100, multiply by 50 over 1, cross out some zeros, and I get 6 by 5 is 30. So even now, that's what I'm saying. If you feel like a child had enough stress, you may not want them to see this. You don't go through it already with them. So some, because what can happen is they could realize they made one mistake here. Oh gosh, I didn't read this here. CSEC students should be able to handle that, but a primary school student might break down and that kind of thing. Sam bought 2 of the bottled water shown below. How much change did he receive from $10? Well, if he bought 2, this paper's really easy so far. Times 2 is 8.50. So far, so good, people. Meaning that you would have gotten a lot of time. You'd have gained a lot of time. A quick student would have gained a lot of time here. So they would have time to spend on tougher questions in the next section. What is the length of pencil in centimeters? Well, this is cutting, right? And I like how the drawing is nice here. So this is cutting at 3.5, and this is cutting at 10.5. So it's a subtraction, people, all the time. 10.5 minus 3.5. The 5s will cancel. Well, the 5s will subtract from each other, so you'll get 0. And 3 from 10 is 7. Just 7.0 centimeters is good. If they have 7, the answer will still be correct because you notice those are in to one significant figure. Write the time shown on the clock. The clock is, this is a little iffy. Well, clearly it can't be, okay, it's just past. It's just past. So it's just past 10. I thought they wanted this second at the minute hand there, so it's good. So it's clearly 10:05. 10:05. There's no indication of PM or AM, so 10:05 would work. Yeah. How many pineapples of the same mass will balance the scale? 500. Well, we really want to see how much times 500 goes into 3,000. So zoop zoop. 5 can go into 36 times. So 6 pineapples. I just pausing to read the comments, right? Six times. Yeah, I'm just pausing to read the comments. Those of you all who are watching in the future after the live, that's what I'm doing. Every time I do so, I'm looking down at the comments there. And if you want to view the live comments, you could do that, even if you're watching afterwards. How many cartons of milk will fill the container? So that's a very popular question. And you know that 1,000 divided by 250 is always is 4. So if there's 5 liters and 1,000 milliliters, so that's why you can do it in your mind. 1,000 milliliters equal 1 liter. So you have 4 in a liter, 4 in 1 liter. So therefore it'll be 5 times 4, which is 20 cartons. 20 cartons, right? 20. Or you could just convert this to 5,000 and divide it by 250. The cross section of the prison shown below is a square. What is the name of the prison? Well, this is what type of prison you'll call this. Now, when you're using pyramids, you normally have to include the word base. So if it was a square here, it's a square based pyramid. But with prisons, you don't necessarily need to include the base. So it shouldn't say a square-based prison. So square-based prison may actually be wrong in this case because the base is a rectangle. So yeah, I would give answers like this correct. I'll give answers like rectangular prison. I'd give answers like cuboid. I would even give square-sided prison correct. Square-based, if the student says square-based prison, I don't think that might be correct. I don't think SE would be given square-based prison correct. And I talked about any life. So this is a square-based pyramid, but this may be best described as a cuboid. Cuboid might be the go-to answer for everybody. Rectangular prison or square-sided prison. All right, so which of the following shapes below not symmetrical? Why is not symmetrical? You can't get a line of symmetry here because of this leaf thing. This you could get symmetry, you could get symmetry, you could get symmetry there. So why is not symmetrical? And those who asking about CSEC, yes, I'll be doing CSEC. SE is finished. So this is like the last hurrah here. Which triangle below has an angle that is greater than a right angle? This angle is greater than a right angle, so triangle C. Wait now, so far I would probably only say that this question, which is a little, maybe a little ticklish, but generally all the questions in section 1, a good student should get it out. Yes. The tally chart below shows in months in which the students in a class were born, which month represents the mode. So they're not asking you to write 10, because they specifically said which month represents the mode. So we're looking at July. A lot of these questions strongly resemble the questions that we were doing in the last 12 Sunday revision sessions. So what the team and me will be doing is analyzing this paper, and we would probably make a practice paper that closely models what SE syllabus entails. So look out for that, parents. Any parents here who are for standard 4 students, look out for that. What was Maddie's mean mark? There's no way getting around this. We're going to have to add up everybody and divide. We're going to have to add up everybody and divide by 4. And I'm getting 6 here. And then I'm getting 8 and 8 is 16 plus 9 is 25 plus 5 is 30. The additions and all, I find the additions not that bad. Well, think the additions not that bad, parents. Yeah, I'm getting excited for this paper. It resembles everything that we did so far and we practiced so far. So you have 306 divided by 4. 4 could go into that 7 times remainder 2. 4 could go into 26 6 times remainder 2. And 4 could go into 20. What's my mean, man? 4 could go into 25 times. Just now, let me double check this. So 76.5 is what I'm getting. Does that make sense? 76.5 makes sense. Let's double check with these additions. And anytime you're doing a lot of arithmetic, any student, you should double check. So 1 and 2 is 3 and 3 is 6. That's good. Nothing to bring across. 8 and 9 is 17. And when you're double checking, you should try and add using a different way. Add it using a different way. So 8 and 9 is 17. 17 and 8 is, 25 and 5. So 306 sounds correct. Let's just add it another way again. 5 and 9 is 4, and 22 and 30. Yes, so 3306 sounds correct. And I want to divide by 4. 4 could go into this 7 times 28. So the remainder is 2. 4 could go into 26. 6 times the remainder is 2 again. So 76.5. The student needs to put that 0.5. Or if they put 76 and the remainder is 2 out of 4, so 76.5. That sounds good as well. But it's interesting that they brought the remainder with a decimal. Yeah, that could make you double check, double guess yourself there. The incomplete bar graph show the color of vehicles in a car park, the number of vehicles, boom, ba, boom. If there are 24 vehicles, and also this is one of the most popular questions with a bar graph. If there are 24 vehicles, how many vehicles are blue, right? So what I tell you to do is just make a little 7, 3, and 8, and this is 10, and this is 18. So to make 24, I need 6 more. So they didn't ask to draw in this, but I'll just draw it in anyhow. What I guess you need to write the answer here. So 6 blue vehicles, 6 blue vehicles to go. And that's it for section 1. So for section 1, a student who was averaging 19 out of 20, 18 out of 20 in the revision sessions that we did should get all correct, maybe 1 wrong in this. But everything here we saw and we do already. Okay, let's go on from 21. The copy for this further section isn't that good, but we'll still make it work. Write the following numbers in ascending order. So in ascending order, I'll be looking at 53.91. I'll be looking at 95.31. Then 135.9, then 319.5. So this is great. This is great. Write the correct number in each shape. This was the easiest ascending order question in a long time. No, so? Write the correct number in each shape below to complete the number sentences. This is the separation thing, so we need to, this is interesting. Well, 75. Am I seeing this properly? Is this 75 minus 75? All right. Well, we have to apply. This is an interesting question because we have to apply the rules of BODMAS here. And what is in the brackets must be done first. Then we need to multiply by 75. But then we happen to be taking away an additional 75. So what y'all think about this question? This is the first question here to slow down students. So 195 times multiplied by 75 is cool, all well and good. And this is 199 already multiplied by 75, but then we need to subtract 75. So I am thinking that there was somehow an additional 75 in here that needed to get eradicated. This is a new style. New style. So I don't know how the students would have done this. This is really testing out your idea of distribution. This is a new style here, so we'll be adding in this style. The answer here should be 1, because you have 199 times 75, and you also have an additional 1 times 75 that is being subtracted, and you want it to be equal to 199 times 70. How many of you all got that one out? How many students got that one out? The answer in that triangle should be 1. That's interesting. And yeah, so if you didn't see that, what another step would have been to work out all of this and get the number, then add 75, then divide by 75, and then see what could go on here, which could waste time. So you really was supposed to see what's happening here. This is 75 199s, And what they're saying, we have 75 199s again, but then we subtract 75 and we want to end up the same way. So this number in here has to be 1. Has to be 1. If this number inside here is 0, then it will end up being this situation here would end up being the same as that, and then you subtract 75, it'll be wrong. So the number must be 1. Let's see what goes inside the rectangle. So 190, but this is a new style, parents. So don't jump them down for this. This question will be weighted. So 199 times 75. And we have, so this should be 200. The number in here is 200. Yes, so Samantha, they get you with that. My son got 1 for the triangle and 200 for the square. So this is just the same thing as this. So this kind of help you to see what should happen there. Right? And remember the rules of BODMAS works here. A tough one. Don't cry if you didn't get it. That was a tough one. So the shaded fraction of the square below represents 16 students. So let's see how much squares we have. How many squares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It seems like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 by 5. So we have 25 squares. And shaded, we have 5 squares. So we have 1/5 shading. Agreed? 5 out of 25. So what is the total number of students? Well, 1/5 represents 16 students. So the whole, you'll multiply by the reciprocal, will be 16 times 5, which is 80 students. So we have 80 students. We're back to easy land. We're back to easy land there. Yeah, boy, that question 22 was a bus brain question. That question 20. It was new. It was a new styling. It was a new styling. Anil's age is a factor of 48. A new styling for SCA. 7 years ago, his age was a multiple of 5. Okay, 7 years ago. Anil's age is a factor of 48, meaning it can go into 48. So let's look at the factors of 48. It shouldn't be too hard to list all the factors of 48 quickly. Anil's age is a factor of 48. So let's go. So the factors of 48 would be 1, and we can ignore the small factors, but I'll list them all. 1, and always list factors in pairs, right? So 1 and 48, 2 and 24. 3 can go into 48. 3 into 48, 3 into 1 and 16. So 3 and 16. And 4 can go into 48, 4 and 12. 5 can go, 6 can go, yes, 6 by 8. And that's it, because we know we reach this kind of middle ground. That's it. So we're looking at these numbers, all these factors, and we're trying to see 7 years ago if his current age is one of these numbers, okay? But if we take away 7 from one of these numbers, it becomes a multiple of 5. Which one of these numbers, if I subtract 7, will become a multiple of 5? Can't be these numbers. These are too low. So let me just put a little green next to them. This is looking promising. 12 minus 7 is 5, which is a multiple of 5, believe it or not. This can't work. This can't work. 16 minus 7 is 9. This can't work. 24 minus 7 can't work. Can't work. None of these could work except 12. So another question that can make you second guess yourself is this question. Because it is how you're going to figure it out. And then when you get the answer to the 12, it's a little sus, because 12 take away 7 is 5. So the student may be saying, is 5 a multiple of 5? But yes, 5 is a multiple of 5. So 12 is the answer. I got it by listing the factors and seeing which one, when I subtract 7, is a multiple of 5. 12 is the answer. So Mr. Grant bought, you have a physics class, a CSEC physics class at 4 o'clock. So I'm hoping to finish before. Mr. Grant bought 48 meters of wire. He used 13/16 of the wire to make basket frames. He cut the remaining wire into equal lengths to make basket handles. Okay, so let's start going. Maybe I should read out the entire question. Each basket handle was made with 3/4 meters of wire. Right, so I know where we're going with this. So he used 13/16 multiplied by 48 meters. So let's see. So 16 can go into 48 how many times? Didn't we just get 3 for that? I love when we see things coming back. And 3 by 13 is 39. So 39 meters is what we have to work with. And each basket handle was made with 3/4 meters of wire. So what are we trying to do? once you're trying to do, what is this we're trying to do? Let's just double check this. So 16.3, yes. We're trying to see each basket handle was made of 3/4 and how many handles did he make. This is how much he used. So we need to divide. So let's say number of handles will be 39 divided by 3/4. 39 divided by 3/4 is the same as 39 multiplied by 4/3. 3 can go into that 13 times. We just work that out. So 13 times 4 is none other than 52 basket handles. How many of you all got that? Starting to reach into the tougher questions here. I'm not seeing much answers popping up like before. 52 basket handles. Doom. I'm feeling like I'm in the exam myself. I'm actually feeling a little thing earlier. Because, you know, now let's just double check that. He cut the remaining wire. You see that? He cut the remaining wire into equal lengths. Didn't I use what I used? I used this is basket frames, this is basket handle, this is basket frames. Ooh, that double check coming there. Well done. So this working cannot work. So I need a subtraction here. So this is 48. Big up Samantha. She spotted it. This would be 48 minus 39, which is 9. So 9 meters. The 39 meters was actually used to make the basket frames, but the wire that he used to make basket handles was the remaining piece, so I had to use 9. So I want number of handles to be 3/4 of 9. Well, 9 divided by 3/4, sorry, because 3/4 is in meters of wire, right? So 9 divided by 3/4 would be 9 multiplied by 4/3. 3 could go into that 3 times. 12 handles. Used it in 16. So let me just double check this question again. Mr. Grant bought 48 meters of wire. He used it in 16 mil basket frames. He cut the remaining. Each basket handle was made of 3/4 meters. That seems reasonable. So 12. 12 is the go. 12 is the go. Well done. So the cost of rackets and it's smelling correct. The cost of rackets and balls are shown below. All right, so they bring this question again. Calculate the cost of one racket. So how we approaching this question, ladies and gentlemen? This question, we need to watch we did a few like this. This question, we need to watch the difference. We need to watch the difference between the two costs. Yeah, just stop and read the comments there. I didn't see much answers on that one. We need to watch the difference between the two costs, ladies and gentlemen. So the difference between the two costs will contribute to the difference between the balls. Once we could find the cost of one ball, we could backwork to find the cost of the other stuff. Y'all have the way forward there. So I'm seeing that 72. I'm seeing that 72 is the answer for this one. So calculate the cost of one racket. So 224 minus 184. So this is going to be 0 and $40. So this is attributed to 2 balls. So this means, therefore, running out of space, 1 ball is equal to $20. Not so, we can do that in our mind. That's fair. And if 1 ball is equal to $20, we can backwork with this to figure out everything that's going on here. Or we could just say these 2 balls stands for $40. So therefore, the 2 rackets must be equal to 184 minus 40, because this is $40, right? So 184 minus 40 is 144. That divided by 2 would be cost of 1 racket is 72. Well done. It seems like a lot of people got this one out. vendor receives a total of $125 from the sale of snow cones and ice cream cones. The cost of a snow cone is $5, and the cost of an ice cream cone is $10. Some nice numbers there, 5 and 10. He sold 7 more snow cones than ice cream cones. Calculate the total number of snow cones sold. So this is an easy and equal sharing question. 7 more snow cones at concept of how much dollars? How many dollars? So 7 snow cones would be equal to 7 times 5, $35, right? So we're getting rid of we want to get rid of that extra, the excess. So in other words, the and one snow cone, we can do this one time. One snow cone and the grouping, one ice cream. What shall we write ice cream day? Pressure. One ice cream will add up to make $15. So let's remove the excess. So removing the excess, I would get 125 minus the 35. This is equal to $90. And now I need to see how many groups of one snow cone and one ice cream can go into $90. 90 divided by 15 is how much? Well, 15 times 2 is 30. 30 could go into 19 3 times. So looking at 3 times 2 is 6. So that's 6 snow cones and 6 ice cream. But they want to know how many snow cones in all, right? Not so. He sold 7 more. Calculate the total number of snow cones sold. So we have number of groups. I'll just put the work in for those watching it after. Number of groups would be 90 divided by 15 is 6. So total snow cone is 6 from the groups plus the 7 extra. Don't forget about that 7 extra. So it's 11 snow cones in all. Not bad. Not bad. You all got that one out? You good? Yeah. 13, sorry. 13. 6 plus 7 is 13. Well done. Everybody in the chat was watching. They're confused. Like 6 plus 7, 11. Yes, thanks. So Corey's weekly allowance was $60. He received 1/8 of his weekly allowance for each of the 3 additional chores he completed. Yeah, not 11, 13. Are you paying attention? As we math teachers, you see? Well, I see for you paying attention. He received 1/8 of his weekly allowance for each of the 3 additional chores he completed. I don't understand this question. Corey's weekly allowance was $60. He received 1/8 of his weekly allowance for each of the 3 additional chores he completed. I guess he started off with a base of $60, and what they are saying, he getting an additional 1/8 for each of the 3 additional chores he complete. So he actually getting 3/8 additional. So he's getting 3/8 additional. He is getting 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. So I don't like this question. The phrasing of this question is not 200. I could interpret this to mean all kind of thing. I could interpret he received 1/8 of his weekly allowance for each of the 3. I don't like the phrasing of this question. So this is 3/8. I hate when a question confusing in terms of the words. And it's not really testing the maths, it's just ambiguous. So anyhow, so 3/8 of that. 3/8 additional. So in all, it's actually 8 plus 3, 11/8. So, but anyhow, let's go. So 3/8 we can look at 3/8 of 60. Is this a nice number? It's not a nice number. 4 can go into this, but 8 can't go into it. 8 can go into it 7.5 times. All right, let's go. So we take 4 into this 2, 4 into this 1, 5. And then we may do 2 into this 7.5 maybe. So this will be 3 times 7.5. So 7.5 times 3 7 trees are 21 and 0.5 times 3 is 1.5. So this is 22.5. $22.50. And we need to add that additionally to the allowance. Remember, he started off with $60. So the total allowance would be 82.50. When we add the two together, you can do it in your mind. So, or you can write it here and show that you're doing that. I'm not doing proper statements here. The incomplete pattern below shows the position of its elements. Explain the pattern rule. So it looks like it's pointing east, north. Wait. It turned, let's see, it turned 90 this way, and then it turned 180. I don't need to show a turn for 180. Then it turned 90 this way again, still anti-clockwise. Yeah, still anti-clockwise because it was south and it going to east. So I can write E for anti-clockwise. Anyhow, I can just draw the arrow. So it turned 90 this way, and then it did nothing, 0. And then what next? Wait. Am I going through all of this for nothing? Is this a repeated pattern here? Is this a repeated pattern here? And then it starts over. So, okay, explaining the pattern rule. Explaining the pattern rule now. So, points east. Start pointing east. And because this pattern is static, meaning it doesn't change as you go from pattern to pattern, I would give the student it correct if they say the arrow points east, it points north, it points south, then it points east. And then the pattern repeats. And I'm going to give something a little more technical. But if the student say the pattern is an arrow pointing east, it points north, then it points south, then it points east again, and then the pattern repeats, that's correct because that's going on. So let me write on the side. Arrow points. How much marks was for that? East, north, south, then east again. Then the pattern repeats. Or if the student sees something a little more technical, like start pointing east, turns 90 degrees anti-clockwise to north, turns 180 degrees. You don't need to specify a direction at 180 degrees to south, and then turns 90 degrees, or instead of 90 degrees, you can use it with quarter turn. Turns 90 degrees anti-clockwise again to east. Then the pattern repeats. And that's okay as well. Draw the 19 pattern. The 19 pattern. Well, a way to quickly spot the 19 pattern is the 19 pattern is 1 before 20. And 20 is divisible by 4. So the 19 pattern has to be like number 3 there. 1 before divisible by 4. Y'all understand what I'm saying there? Or if the student went and drew like small arrows and figured it out by going up to 19, that's cool. So we're really just asking you to draw the 19 pattern. Put on your best arrow. 19 pattern, just want to let me make sure. 19 pattern is always, so 1 before the number that's divisible by 4 points down. State the position at which the pattern begins repeating for the 5th time. State the position at which the pattern begins repeating. Oh, so these are the list of the positions. So it started off 1, and right after 4 it was the 2nd time. 3rd time was 8. So we can go multiples of 4. We can say 4. After 4 it was on the 2nd. After 8 it was on the 3rd. After 12 it was on the 4th. After, what is it, 16, it was on the 5th, starting up the 5th. Which one they want? The 5th time. So it will be the 17th position. Not 16th, 17th position. I wouldn't say this question was new, but it was a new way to bring across all ideas. So on the 5th position, the pattern began for the 2nd time. That's 1 after 4. On the 9th position, it began for the 3rd time. Everybody okay with me? On the 13th position, it will begin for the 4th time. So on the 17th position, we're expecting it to begin again. Can I finish 10 more questions before I have my physics class? The shaded rectangle on the 1 meter grid below represents a floor bed. Now, we give you lots of questions like this in the essay revision. The floor bed is 1/9 of the area of a square park. On the grid below, draw the square park and shade its area. So this is a floor bed, and it's 1/9. How many squares? 4 squares, right? And that's 1/9. So 1/9 represents 4. So the whole would represent 9 times 4, or 4 multiplied by 9/1, which is 36 squares. Draw the square park, and the park is a square. The park is a square. So if the park is a square, we expect 6 by 6. 6 by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're looking at a square like that. Put on your best square you ever draw in your life with your ruler there. Clear rulers is the way to go. So, why isn't it chat if you all got out some of these? You all got out some of these tougher questions? It's interesting that it didn't ask you to state the area, feeling like I miss out something. The floor bed is 1/9. Yeah, they didn't ask you to state area or anything. That was it. Okay. So this 1 meter is kind of useless because you could just use these squares. All right, fine. Small identical. This is very elaborate. Small identical cubes are placed inside a cuboid as shown below. Hold on, my alarm going off. Let's see if you all can do this one in the meanwhile. How many more of these cubes are needed to fill the cuboid completely? Did I leave out something? Am I supposed to shade the area? Draw the square park and shade its area. Yes. Wait, hold on. Let me see how they say this floor bed. Below represents a floor bed. The floor bed is 1/9 of the area of the square park. The floor bed not in the square park or anything, right? Yeah. So I guess if you don't shade this, you will lose a mark. So you should shade this. Because they literally say shade its area. This is number 30. So let's keep going. How many more of the cubes are needed to fill the cuboid completely? Well, you need to get how many cubes we'd need in all. So it seems like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes coming across. And how many cubes going up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 going up. And how many rows of 4 by 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is on the next row. 6, 7, 8. 8. So that was that's what you're trying to figure out there, that it was 8 by 4 by 5. You all getting that? 8 by 4 by 5? So we really want 8 times 20. What is 8 times 20? Because it's 20 cubes will be on one face. So 8 times 20, not necessarily having to use base by length by height, which is off the syllabus. But this is pretty creative. Most students who have good spatial understanding will have zero problems with this, but there's a fraction of students that have problems to see shapes in their mind. I know it is, you can't really figure it out. So 4 by 5 by, is it 7 or is it 8? Let's just double check this. It's 8. It's 8. It's 8. It's 1 here, 2 there. There's a third one here, 4th one, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 sets of 20 going down the line there. So 20 times 8 is 160 cubes. And how many cubes do we already have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we just want 160 minus the existing 16 cubes, which will be, and I've seen some people saying that before, 144. 144 cubes. Oh, Pat, big up. So the time on a clock is correct at 8 a.m. The clock loses 5 minutes every hour. What time will the clock show when the correct time is 3 p.m.? So it started off correct at 8 a.m. Let's see how many hours went between 8 to 3 p.m. So most of you all would have done this in your mind counting up. So it'd be like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So how many hours was that? That's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. So 7 hours would pass and it loses 5 minutes every hour. So we need to kind of comprehend what they mean when they say loses 5 minutes. When we say loses 5 minutes, will the clock go faster or will the clock go slower? So if you're losing 5 minutes, it indicates slower. So when the time reaches 9, the clock would be on, it's not gaining, it's losing. It will be on 8:55, but it should be 9. So it should be going backwards, right? So the time we establish, the time should be backwards. It should be slower. And it should be slower by 7 times 5 when we reach 3 o'clock. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 minutes before 3 p.m. is none other than 2:25 p.m. So you have 3 p.m. minus 35, 2:25 when you bring across your 60 and all kind of thing, right? That's nice. That's a nice question. And the 3 marks was generous of them. So 33 on a grade below, I saw this question. Somebody sent me this. And the grade below, label the position of the point B such that the quadrilateral has one right angle. Draw the lines to form the quadrilateral. So B should come here. Oh no, one right angle. If I do this, we'll end up with 2 right angles. Oh boy. So my best position would be to maybe push B here. So I could end up with 1 right angle and end up with a quadrilateral like this. I think it might be a bit too risky to put B here because we don't know if we might accidentally create a right angle over there. So we could probably put B here. That's fair. That is clearly not a right angle, right? But if you put B here, that's wrong because you'll end up with 2 right angles. What do you want? 1 right angle. So B is good here. B is good maybe there, there, there. All of that looks like good spots to put B. Y for yes, if you got that correct. I guess the most popular mistake would be to put B there. 34. An incomplete symmetrical shape is shown on the grid using AB as the line of symmetry. Complete the shape. So this was an easy line of symmetry, not the diagonal one that we were expecting. You start off by drawing your vertices. And that is us there. And everything looks fine. Double check these things for any silly mistakes. Like you could just double check how it's going across. Looks good. You'd use a ruler, of course, right? And then we have 35. 35, the mean of 4 numbers was 80. When 1 number is removed, the mean remain 80. Explain how this is possible. Well, it means that we removed 80 itself, right? So we need to explain that. If the mean of 4 numbers, I guess we could start off by stating it. The number removed was also 80. If the mean of 4 numbers equal 80, then the sum of the numbers would be equal to 80 times 4, which is 320. If we remove 1 number and the mean is still 80, then the new total total is 80 times 3. It doesn't mean it's still 80. 80 times 3 is 240. Therefore, I've extra E hiding out there, people. The number removed must be 320 minus 240, which is 80. So this is probably one of the neatest, best explanations you could give for this question. Now remember, I told you all SE is taking this approach where they will look at something and ask you to explain it. When they'll ask you to explain it. Something that you're always doing, they'll ask you to explain it. If you're in standard 4, watch out for that. Make sure you can explain how you're doing your things. A basket with oranges was weighed. The same basket was weighed with bananas. Finally, the basket was weighed with the oranges and the bananas. Wow! And this is a lovely question. What is the mass of the basket? Well, this is basket with oranges. It turned out to be 4 kilograms. Let's see if you can figure out something here. Basket with bananas is 3 kilograms. So basket with oranges and bananas turned out to be 6 kilograms. Now, this is the basket with bananas. This is the basket with oranges. This is the basket with oranges and bananas. So in a way, this is an unequal sharing question. You know? In a way, this is an unequal sharing question. You can think of it a few ways. You see, there's a difference that's happening here. When I have the basket with oranges, basket plus oranges plus basket plus bananas. If I look to add up those columns, I think it's a nice way to look at it. If I look to add up those columns, I will get 4 and 3 make 7. The basket plus the oranges plus the basket plus the bananas will be 7 kg. 4 plus 3 equals 7 kg. So this is the weight of 2 baskets, oranges and bananas. That's that. Y'all understand that? Now, if I worked out the weight of basket plus oranges plus bananas, which is what was the last column there, that is equal to 6 kg. I don't need to work it out. That was given. Why my alarm keep knocking off? My alarm telling me that physics class is coming up. So 6 kg. So we can clearly see that the difference here is the weight of one basket. Because this is the basket, and we have bananas, and we have oranges. In the first case, I added up the weight of the basket with oranges plus the basket with bananas, and I got 7 kilograms. And now if I look at the basket with oranges and bananas, I'm getting 6 kilograms. So therefore, one basket should be equal to 7 kg minus 6 kg. Now I should express this to kind of show how you rationalize the answer. 1 kg. How many of you all got that? And then we can work it back out. Actually, we can't work it back out, but we can verify because we don't know the weight of the oranges. Oh, yes, we could. So 1 kg, the weight of the oranges would be 3. 1 kg, the weight of the bananas will be 2. So the basket with oranges will be 2 plus 3 is 5 plus the 1 kg basket. You understand? Lovely, a lovely question. I think a lot of people can get a question correct by accident without even putting a good explanation. So Indira has 90 pence. She kept 1/3 for herself and gave a quarter of the remainder to Keon. So Keon got, okay, I jump in the gun. Wow, it's a lot of people involved, boy. She shared the remaining pence between Alison and Yvette, such that Alison received 9 more pence than Yvette. So this is a full-fledged unequal sharing question. So this is the big boy. All right, so let's look out how many pence did Alison receive. Let's go through and try and break it down all the way. So Indira started off with 90 pence, and we can do this using fractions for most of the part. Indira, she started off with 90 pence. She kept 1/3 for herself. We're not interested in that part. She gave a quarter of the remainder to Keon. We kind of interested in that. But she shared the remaining pence between Alison and Yvette. And since Alison is the one we want to know about, we don't necessarily need to find out how much Keon got. we need to find out how much he did not get. So a quarter of remainder went to Keon. So it means 3/4 of remainder went to Allison and Yvette. So I could just skip to that part and record that part. So what is 3/4 of the remainder? Well, she kept 1/3 for herself, so the remainder has to be 2/3. So 3/4 of 2/3. This is equal to 3/4 of 2/3, which is the same as a half. A half of the pence. A half of the pence went to Indira, went to Allison and Yvette. Now a half of the pence, there were 90 pence in all. This is equal to 45 pence. So let's go forward. She shared the remaining pence between Allison and Yvette such that Allison received 9 more pence than Yvette. Allison, Yvette. Allison got an additional 9 more than Yvette. So I need to remove the excess and divide by 2 to find out for one part. So removing the excess, I will get 45 minus 9, which will be 36. So one part would be 36 over 2, 18. So this is 18. So therefore, Allison got 18 plus 9, 27 pence. Now we did lots and lots of questions like this to prepare you for this. In this unequal sharing, they kind of use a little bit of fractions and then they use a kind of basic unequal sharing style. So it wasn't that bad. 38 is scary. What is this? What is this? So an isosceles triangle is drawn on a 1 centimeter grid below. 6 identical circles partially cover the triangle. Each circle is divided into 4 equal parts. The area of the shaded fraction shown in the circle. All right, so they told you that this is 2 centimeters squared. What area of the triangle is not covered by circles? This is interesting. First, we need to find the area of the triangle. So the area of the triangle can be found by working out the base, the height, and multiplying and divided by 2. You all agree with that? The base ran the whole length. So what you sit down now counting up all these squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20. And what's the height? Start here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, right? So it's base by height over 2. So it's 20 times 10 divided by 2. 2 could go into this. So it's 100. 100 centimeters squared. So now we have the area of the entire triangle. Now we need to find the area of the circles. Base by height divided by 2, 20 by 10, 10, 2 into that, 10, 10 times 10, 100. So now, there's another way to work out the area of the triangle. Even if you didn't know base by height divided by 2, you should know that a triangle constitutes to half the area of the rectangle it is in, and that can be tested. So like if you have a triangle here and you can get the area of the rectangle, it's half. So we could also work out that this triangle is part of this big rectangle here, parents, which is 10 times 2, 20, which is 200, and they divide that by 2, so you get 100 centimeters squared. That's another way to see it, where you're counting squares. Anyhow, so the area of these circles, well, each circle, a quarter of a circle, is 2 centimeters squared. A whole circle, one circle, will be 2 times 4, 8 centimeters squared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles will be 6 times 8, 48 centimeters squared. And now 100. This question should, let me see what people say about this question. This question should be locked away and never to be seen again. Why was this on the paper? Area of a triangle is no longer tested. I just need to know how to work out the area of the triangle. Okay, sir, but this topic isn't in the syllabus. This is not in the syllabus. Area is 52. People paying the answers now. Area of a triangle not in the syllabus. Yes, technically, area of the triangle, this formula you won't really see that formula pressured on you. But I keep seeing them bringing the idea that you should be able to know that a triangle is half the area of the rectangle that it's inside. How is that? So you're supposed to be able to spot that this triangle is enclosed in a rectangle that's 10 times 20, which is 200. Half of 200 is 100. And I was teaching you all the area of the triangle. Anyhow, so this is 6 times 8, which is 48. So the area not covered by circles would be 100 minus the 48, which is 52 centimeters squared. Now, if you're interested, like you're going into Form 1, people interested in, they like my style of teaching or the style of teaching that we do at the Student Hub, I have the number running at the underneath there. You can always contact. All our classes restart in July, right? So you can always start up in July if you want to join any existing crash course for CSEC or CAPE, though that's secondary school. You can always WhatsApp the number there. We have crash courses in nearly every subject available. The Student Hub, which is the online school, the online platform that I created, is the largest in the Caribbean when it comes to online lessons and what we provide for students throughout the entire Caribbean. In fact, SEA is only something that we recently started in a big way. But we're more known for CSEC and CAPE. A square and a rectangle are drawn. What is the difference in the perimeters? Well, what kind of easy thing is this? This is not bad. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 by 4. 9 times 4 is 36 centimeters. This is the perimeter. Perimeter is side times 4. And the perimeter here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but it dropped down 1. So this is 8. So this is 2 9s plus 2 8s. It's a little different there. It would have lost 1, 2. 1, 2 in the perimeter. So this perimeter, 2 9s are what? This is 18, and 2 8s is 16. So 16 plus 18 is actually 34. What's the difference in the perimeter? This one is pretty easy. The difference in the perimeter is going to be 2 centimeters. And last question, second to last question. I have a class. No, last question. Why they mark 29 there? Guys, they did that in the paper. Was 29 written there? This is a glitch here. You all got that error? The bar graph show. Woo! Watch this bar graph. What is the difference between the minimum and maximum temperatures at the hottest day? So the hottest day would be this one. It's reaching the highest. This is the maximum temperature. And this is 30. How is this going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each one represents 2. So this is 32. Woo! 34. It was real hot that day. 34, and this one is in the middle. And this is 28, so this is 26, so this one is 27. So we're looking for 34 minus 27 is 7 degrees. 7 degrees. So the hottest day was Wednesday because it reached the highest, and that reached up to 34. And the difference between the minimum and maximum temperature would be 7 degrees. And which days is the difference between the minimum and maximum temperatures the same? Which is the difference between the minimum and maximum temperatures the same? We need to spot that day, boy. Who looking like you have same difference somewhere here? Is this one the same as this? 5, 5, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. So Sunday and Tuesday. Yo, somebody go on the Juliana. She don't say. Sorry about that, guys. You all got Sunday and Tuesday, right? Sunday and Tuesday. So a lot of watching in this question. It's not necessarily hard, but you need to thoroughly understand bar graphs, and you need to be able to watch carefully. Yeah, that was my wife calling me. I was just making sure everything fine. So this is 1, 1, 2, 2. Yesterday was your anniversary. There she is, by the door. Somebody's coming. Sunday and Tuesday. So the difference here is 6, and the difference here is also 6. You can verify. On which day is the difference between the minimum and maximum temperature? The largest, who looks like it has the biggest gap here? It looks to me to be Saturday. Anybody has a bigger gap than Saturday? You can see it. The thing with bar graphs, one of the benefits of bar graph is that you can easily spot. You can easily spot ideas. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8. The difference is 8. By the way, I'll need to check over these questions, and if there's anything that I left out, anything that I overlooked, any trick that was in the question, when I check it over, I will leave the comment below. I think I may have gotten all correct here. Hopefully I didn't, and I passed for my first choice. If that didn't happen, look out for it below. If there was something that I slipped up or anything like that, it'll be tagged in the first comment below. Let me just check this. What is the difference? On which days? So you need to state the days. On which days? So you need to state the day. Did they ask you to do anything else? No, that was it. So was this harder than other SE exams? I wouldn't say so. I would say this is new. This could be a point of contention. Number 38 could be a point of contention with the triangle. The unequal sharing is usually challenging, so that wasn't necessarily that hard. They really take a strong tune into bar graphs. This part where I needed to explain. So this was unorthodox. So maybe a little more difficult than last year. A little more difficult than last year. Last year, like, had 1 or 2 problematic questions. A little more difficult than last year, but not necessarily as hard as we have seen some essays come in the past. So love and blessings, people. Big up all the fighters. I hope you all took in these solutions and you didn't get panicky or anything. Everybody was like, yeah, mash up the exam day. We'll see some comments. Happy late anniversary. Thank you. Somebody say check over number 29. Check over number 29. Draw the 19th element. No, I think this was good. 19th element, one before. Yeah, this was good. Starts pointing in students. Yeah, this was good. Somebody say parents on Facebook reported me to the MOE for what? This was good. Check over 40 questions. See, I have a class now, so I need to bust out 40 questions. See how much there's a difference between the minimum and maximum, the largest. This has the widest gap. Is this gap wide as well? 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8. This one is 7. We already got that. This one was 7. So this is the widest gap. Check over 29. 29 will drop by 1, 2. What is the difference in perimeters? Yeah, 1, 2. Just 2 centimeters. This part and this part would have dropped out. Other than that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So big up. I wouldn't say most difficult year by far. No, it was more difficult than last year, yeah. But we had some more difficult years in the past. We had some scary years back in the past. And we could all agree that the first section was very easy. So you had some time to kind of 22 was a new style. This was rough. If your student get 22 wrong, don't feel bad. 22 was rough. It's 1 and 200. We went through this already. So love and blessings, everybody. Hold it down. Till we meet again.